Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. This is Steve coming back with another video. In this session, we're going to kind of take a break from the regular routine programming just for now. I want to kind of show you some of the things I've done with my website, and maybe even those who are interested in web design, just kind of get some of that out to you and some of the tools I've used and stuff like that. And then, I kind of do this during the week. I kind of like take little stuff and kind of go over that. And like you've seen the unboxing video and stuff like that. But basically on the weekends is when I could really get into all the heavier stuff with the machine language programming and just all the, projects and the very basic and stuff. So this is just to kind of keep the videos moving along and to keep myself consistent with the channel. So let's get started. Okay, so I likely never showed you this before, and if anybody's interested in this, this is web development and something I was taught in college and kind of, learned some of the stuff when I was in the field when I worked as a software developer or web developer at the time. So I know how to write my own CSS code, and this is all the CSS code for my website in general. And this tool I'm using, by the way, is called Sublime. It's a pretty cool editor, I think, for writing, HTML and just writing in web design. You can see these are all the CSS style sheets I have. CSS is just more about styling your web pages. A lot of videos out there, so I probably don't really need to go over that. And to keep this channel focused on Commodore 64, I just wanted to kind of show you that's some of the things that go behind the scene. And the reason why I'm showing you this is I'll show you later on the website. I've done a lot more styling to it and came up with, you won't see it yet until I show it to you, but inside of here, you see where it says nav-main. These are special menus that I built. I found a tutorial online, and this top nav, I think this was the other one, and I learned, right here's the other one, nav, learned how to design my own menus, and there's actually teaches you how to write submenus. This hover command, it checks when you're hovering over. And like I said, I'm not going to go into a lot of examples on it, but this is the actual code for one of my, this is the main page on my website. This is the index.html. So I want to kind of go through that real slowly there. You can also get it by right-clicking on any web page and just clicking View Page Source. You can always view the web page source here or anywhere, particularly. Yeah, it's going to kind of go to the end of that. And this is the tool I use to upload. This is my FTP uploader, or my file transfer protocol, which I use. These are all my files directly in a folder I have stored here called Programmer Mine. And this public folder here, I have them all copied here. And I kind of transfer them back and forth because I kind of change them a lot. And what this is basically, this is my computer right here on this section. And this is the what's called the web server. This is where all my files get uploaded to. And you can kind of see them right here. These are all my original, my web pages. And you can see some of the examples in here. Some of the files, like the PDF files, are in here. And just pretty much everything in general that I have for all the web pages on my website. And of course, here's the web page. And like I said, what I was mentioning about the menus and stuff like that. So I've done a lot of different things here. These are all now I actually removed, if you remember, I had these little things going across here. These, I like to say they were kind of ugly looking. Let me see if I can pull up one real quick here. Probably click on this and get one. Yeah, you see this home, about, videos, contact. You couldn't really see these very well. But these were what I've used before for clickable links. But now I removed them and I created these ones you can kind of hover over and you can instantly pick one. Where you want to navigate to. When you click on it, it's going to go to that page. So I've seen this as an example, and I thought that was good to kind of stay with the times. And of course, these are the drop-down menus, and they're also sub-menus. So if I go over here, I'm going to fix these a little bit better right now because they're kind of funky looking right now, but at least they work. So if I go over here, you can see these are the drop-downs for the Atari Basic. This is Atari Semi-Language drop-downs, and just everything is in here. This is a Commodore 64 drop-downs. You can see the Turbo Assembler, CBM, C64 Studio, the ebook. And then down in here, we've got C64 Basic. I separated those now. I'm going to also do some more organization on the website, too, with the content and stuff like that to make it easier to find basic, versus machine language. And so you're not kind of scattered, brained all over the place. So hopefully that'll be a little bit easier for people. And of course, here's the Commodore 64 miscellaneous stuff. I haven't got any of these all working yet because I'm going to be creating pages hopefully for hardware, connectivity, unboxing, which you've already seen these, game hacking, and kind of separate those. And then we have QBasic and Amiga down here, of course. So anytime I click on any one of these, it's instantly going to take me, for example, to that page. See, it's just basically working as a link or hyperlink. And everything else is pretty much the same. I haven't really done anything. Now I need to change all these because this is all done inside of the index folder. And I'm sorry, each page itself contains this kind of code. So you can't really style sheet the words and stuff like that. But anyways, I'll change all that later. As soon as I've really decided upon what I want the main page to look like, that'll be the same across all pages. But right now I'm still working on making this look consistent with what I really want to stick with. Otherwise I got to go back and I got to change every single page. And that can take that's a lot of time spent. So going over some of these other things, I've got streaming now, so I've got Google Hangouts. I noticed it was kind of hard to find Google Hangouts, so I kind of created a new place here at the top, so you can just click on it here, or you can go up to streaming here and get Google Hangouts. There's also the breakout clone here. If you remember this one, I'll click on it. This was a video series I done, I think it was a couple months ago, maybe about 6 months ago, for the breakout clone. And I've also got these little scroll bars here. You'll see now you can scroll. So basically you're not going all the way down the page trying to find content. I was trying to make it easier to find things. So some of the things I've been working on, just click on home to get back. Change some of the coloring on it too. The red was kind of ugly. I'm not sure where I got the idea for the red. I was thinking red, white, and blue or something. But when you're making any web page, for those who are in the web design, you always want to make it color consistent. You know, like you notice I got blue here, I got a little bit type of blue here, I got a darker blue here, and this is kind of a darker blue. It's not exactly a black, and it kind of fades into the background here, so I think it kind of looks good. And this is obviously blue, so you want to make it color consistent with your entire website if you can. And the text here is blue, of course. And I've got some black text. Black always looks good anyway, but yeah. So also, you know, these are just the different drop downs. I've added this section here too, since I've really been addicted to, and I've seen a lot of people put links on their website. I don't know why I've never really put a lot of links on there, but here's a real famous site I love so much, Lemon64. If you haven't checked it out, guys, you want to check this out. Lemon64 is the largest Commodore 64 community I've ever found on the internet, and they've given me a lot of help in a lot of ways. So I think it's time to promote them. You know. I need to create a link here where you can click and go to their website too, so I'll have to add that later. And then, of course, over here we've got bombjack.org. Now, this bombjack is where you can download a lot of Commodore 64 PDFs. It has almost every book there is on the Commodore 64 that I've seen. You know, you can see the categories here. And I've got these menus. If I kind of open this up a little bit here, you can kind of zoom in on them here. New additions, programming, graphics and sound, machine language, you know, just categories are broken down on your page. And this is obviously one I use a lot, so I wanted to promote it. Subchris Software, if I'm saying that right. They are the inventor of Character Pad and Sprite Pad. They may have other things here, but these are the main things. Once again, you can hit the picture and zoom in on it, or it's called enlarge. And same thing, and this is actually, yeah, it's a picture. Thought it was a video. Oh, this is in there picture. You can kind of zoom in just by clicking backward and forward on it. And here's one of the videos I created for Character Pad. I didn't actually create one for Sprite Pad, but I do have one I could put on here for Google Hangouts, but it's actually in the Google Hangouts section. So we go back here for a second. Oh, and also these are, the whole website isn't like this, but this is actually mobile friendly right now. So these kind of move with your page. I'll eventually try to have to set the whole thing mobile friendly. That's one of the things I've lacked in the site, I know. And here's the Google Hangouts page, if you guys have never seen it before. I get some visits on it, so I can tell that people have been checking it out. Here's one for Sprite Pad. This one I was talking about, Sprite Pad, Character Pad. Just some different stuff I had on here. And I also created the scroll bars for every single Google Hangout I've created on my channel. Each every one that I've found. Okay, so that's that. And we've already went over this. I also, let's go back to the home page here for a minute so I don't get sidetracked too far here. I also got some requests on my Unity when I was doing my Unity at that time. People wanted to know if I was still working on it, what was going on. I realized you guys probably weren't able to see what was going on. It was kind of a private channel off of the way. I didn't really want to put it on this channel because it has really nothing to do with the Commodore 64. And I wanted to try to keep videos consistent with those channels, which you'll see other ones I have on here too. So Unity is one. It's another YouTube channel I have. Fortunately, I met some people on there that gave me some good advice about really sticking with your strengths and stuff like that. And I finally came to realize I did not know enough about Unity to really start teaching tutorials on it. So I kind of lacked off on that. But I did get it kind of a game started here. You can, if you want to watch them, you can just click on them and, you know, like this. This is the first one. The game's called Rationalize. It's an alien type game. And this picture right here was actually created in Blender. That zoom in picture there. And you can see it right there. There was a picture of Blender, and I'm not gonna, but if you want to watch it, you can click on here and just kind of go through it. This is the model sim. I found this city online somebody had created in Blender, and I imported it into Unity to get it to work and everything. And here's some of the game environment right there. I'm going to turn down the volume here because it's got copyrighted music in it. I've got some animations going on there. This was the very beginning stages. Much later, I had, you know, evolved it. This is before I really understood Blender models and all this stuff, and I was just creating basic models, just basically creating little blocks you can do directly inside of Unity. And you can watch these. I explained some of that in these videos. I know this one's probably not a really great example, but the city is over here. I'll move over here to show it to you. Before I knew anything about creating a city, so let me go back. We'll find out where it is here. It's right here, actually. I can see it in the video there. So right here is the city that I imported from Blender. I didn't know how to import any of the graphics in it. So this is graphicless right now. It's just all giant blocks, basically. I'll come down here back here and you'll see a better view of it. See kind of how they look. But later, I added all the shading to it. Okay, so you want to watch it and go on? So here's where I got into some of the animation and stuff. Here's some of the Blender modeling I was doing. I demonstrated, explained to people the keys I'm touching to do the stuff I was doing. This is when I was barely learning Blender. I'm just kind of skipping around here because I already kind of know where this video is going. And it's very long, so maybe we don't want to make this video super long, but here's some of the animations. Here's Make Human. It's a modeling I've used to create my models. It's a free modeler. Create some pretty fairly decent models. It's got male. You go from gender. You can change it from the male to female really quickly just by moving sliders and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting. So moving on here. This is the game textures. Here's when I started really getting into, when I got into, you know, learning how to model better. And here's when I started creating, I think this was a bus stop. Oh yeah, here's some of the modelings I did for the background here. I'm going to back up here a little bit, show you a little bit better. Here's a better picture there when I first come into it there. You can kind of see I've got some of the shading in the background of the sky and stuff like that. Just zoomed in there for a minute to show it to you. It's got really bad lagging here because I had a very bad computer at the time. My hard drive was really overloaded with probably malware or whatever. And plus, when you're recording with a video, you know, recorder, it slows everything down. The frame rate gets chopped in half, basically. But here's some of the graphics I created, the scaffold over there. These are the buildings I added the textures to. I didn't even do anything with the cars. There's a floating. Later I improved this one too. I didn't like the way it looked, so I went back and I improved it. But we're not here to watch a YouTube video. You can watch it there, so I'm going to show that to you. And then this one down here is when I started learning how to design staircases. This became real interesting. This is when I really started moving forward here. I'll show it to you here. You can see I was pretty absorbed with it for a while. I actually reproduced the staircase as much as I could. And I watched the video to learn how to do it. And this is all done in Blender here. If you want to see me zoom in on it for a minute. Like I said, you can still watch the video, but I'm just going to kind of skip around in it here for a minute. This is the Blender environment, of course. Takes a little bit getting used to. You got to really start learning like keys and shortcuts, and for a while there was kind of intimidating, but eventually I started learning it. As if I had to come back to it right now, I'd probably be backtracking and trying to remember what the keys were. But I did create a tutorial for myself so I know what the docs are for it and that. But there's the staircase I was creating, and eventually I implemented it down into the game here at the very end. Last part of the video. Right there. I was still doing something with the modeling there. I was importing it into the game. Right here is at the very end is where you're going to see it. Right there. So there's a staircase imported into the actual game. So, yep, if you want to take a look at that. And then the last couple ones here, this is when I learned how to start creating last windows. Here's another animation I created in Blender. You can create some pretty cool animations in it, by the way. I mean, there's some really, really cool animations. That one's kind of like floating objects. There's just some more of the, this is the windows, when I started creating these windows. And I started creating like reflections and stuff like that. So like I said, this is not a total Unity video, but I wanted to show you if you wanted to check them out. Here's one of the buildings I created. It's a hospital. That was tutorial 8, so I was really getting into it. I thought I was really going to go pretty far with it. It's C# code in the background. I was doing some funky models here or something. I was trying to reproduce the hospital bit. Oh yeah, this is the hospital bit I created for it. Forgot about this one. It's very time consuming. So, kind of like this video is getting right now. So, I'm going to go ahead and kind of stop that here, see if I can skip ahead and show it to you imported here or something. Show you the outside of the hospital too. Right there's the outside of the hospital there. That was all created in Blender. So go ahead and watch those are on the channel here. So here's inside. I created an elevator. There's just zombies down in here. So yeah, so that's basically the Unity page there. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check that out. And here's when I implemented some FPS gunfire, and this is like a zombie craze here. They'll all start coming after me here. I started getting kind of far in it, I guess. There, I'll go outside and you'll see all the zombies right outside there. Outside of this jumping ability I created, that's just for testing purposes. But yeah, that's the Unity stuff. Sorry if I went too long on that. And this is older stuff, Dark GDK. I left this in here even though these videos are anciently old. Because this is one of the first inspirations before I got in Unity that led to Unity. Without this 3D gaming stuff, I never would have had an interest in Unity in the first place. So this is just my old videos. You probably saw these before of my first animations, my dinosaurs and stuff like that. Some of you are not going to watch those, but Java, you probably already know about this. This is my Java page. I haven't done anything else to this really. It's all the same. It's outdated, so it's not going to be worked on. Didn't really get a lot of views. I always try to stay consistent with things, and if you're going to make something work for yourself, you got to work really hard at it. For example, I really worked hard at this Commodore 64 stuff for the longest time, for years, and I barely have 2,000 subscribers, so it's very hard work when you're trying to promote something that's very outdated. But I'm that kind of consistent person and persistent I am in trying to move forward and stuff. So anyways, I also created a movie clips here. This is just a video I created last week. I took some clips from one of my favorite computer movies, Pirates of Silicon Valley, since you can't legally upload videos to YouTube without them getting, copyrighted and eventually pulled down off the internet or off of YouTube. So I created all these clip sections because clips are not illegal. Clips, there's actually one, I think it's called Movie Clips or something, and they have like tons, and they have like 1 million or 2 million subscribers, and they only do movie clips. So I got that idea, and I thought I'm just going to take all the clips I found and put them in order. So this is almost the whole movie put in order by movie clips. So if you've never seen the movie, go ahead and watch these clips in order. You'd have to search all over, as I mentioned here, all over YouTube just to find this and put this in order. So this took me about 4 hours just to do because I had to find them all, then I had to organize them, and that was a mess. But anyways, I'll be doing more of those. I'll do more interesting videos. There's one called Antitrust. It's another cool computer. Maybe I'll do The Net. I like those kind of movies. Just something related to programming and just hacking and stuff like that. So here's another one of my YouTube channels. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, this is not on YouTube. This is when I got into, when I was really into playing the guitar. So I took my guitar videos from my playlist and I just threw them in here and a little simple scroller. So if you want to check those out. It's for my Christian music because I am a Christian. So, okay, down here we got local travel, and this is another channel I have. It's actually a Phoenix blog, what do you want to call it? A blog where I tell people the reasons why they should live in Arizona, and I drive around and I show them scenes and I give tips and stuff like that for getting around and just things that they would probably want to know if you lived out here. Things that you would only know if you lived here. So I've got quite a number of videos on there for that channel. That one was really getting into doing that kind of stuff. And here's one of our malls actually. This is I'm not turn on here just a little bit if you want to hear it there. There's nothing copyrighted here, just people talking and stuff. But I had a security guard force me to shut off my camera. He was like, you can't film inside the mall, so I think I got away with some things before he caught me. But this is actually our mall if you want to check it out. It's our Scottsdale mall. It's really huge. It's got an upper and a lower deck, and the camera's kind of shaky there, so we probably won't watch the whole video. But yeah, that's some of the videos I have there, and these are just driving around Arizona and stuff like that. Here's one in a store where I put Arizona Sphere cameras. Another one. Arizona is really not into the scene of vlogging and stuff like that. They don't really encourage you to go around walking around with a camera out here. They're just totally not into it. So I put this video because this guy forced me to shut off my camera too. And if you're in a public place, they can't tell you to shut off a camera because it's not, you're not, I'm sorry if you're not in a public place. If you're in a private place like a store or whatever, they can tell you because it's their location, not yours. So, yep, that's just some of the things I've done with this. I took out all these other ones I had here for Excel and all that. All these are still accessible up here. The Excel VBA, I just moved them up here where people could still get them if they want to, but they don't really get a lot of views, so I didn't really want to stick them in their own little side panel over here. Here's some of the other ones, the projects and the stuff I have here, my Facebook, and here's takes you to the YouTube, and just, yeah. So still working on that, and I'm going to be trying to organize it more, still trying to get out more machine language content. I didn't want to make this video super long, but I just wanted to show you. And yeah, that's what's going on right now in my life where I'm kind of moving forward, and just I added this little page too here, this little section here, basic assembly language. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this session for showing you about, the website and the changes I made to it and everything. And just, yeah, go ahead and check it out and let me know what you think of it. I tried to keep, there was actually one other section I mentioned, but if you check out the Atari page there, I added an Atari video section that actually shows more about the Atari and I have an Atari channel out there right now too. It's not really getting a lot of hits because I'm not really doing a whole lot of content on it, but you can check it out. It's on the link there. We'll see Atari under the Commodore 64 there. So yeah, I just hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. I always appreciate your subscriptions, your feedback and everything, your likes, favorites, or whatever, and sharing the videos, and just talking with you guys, and just looking forward to really getting together. And even though Google Hangouts doesn't exist anymore, we'll be doing the Skype thing really soon and finishing up the very basic, as I mentioned, and the other session that are still continuing at this time. So thanks for watching, guys. Great things to come. Still waiting on that SD card. If I get that SD card, hopefully I can start getting some programs right off of here, off of the computer or whatever in the background here, and get them onto the desktop. So my goal is to eventually try to get them all uploaded to GitHub. But I'm also, the reason I bought these discs and stuff too on the side here is I like to take some of these games and start doing some demonstration games out there for people, maybe do some game reviews and stuff like that, and just try to get this Commodore 64 going off the ground. So thanks for watching, guys.